to our next cooking lesson. Today is Bolognese. Your parents might have their own version of this, but I'm going to show you mine. It's quick and it's easy. We're going to have this for dinner tonight. So what I have is some mince meat, which is beef, and some other things which I'll explain. I haven't put all of these on the recipe because I'm going to add some secret things in there which you might not want to, but I am cooking this for my family for dinner tonight, and I like to hide a few things in. So we're going to start with the onion. I've got a pan over here which I'm going to put on in a moment and get some oil nice and warm, but I'm just going to chop a few things up first so it's all ready to go in together. So my cameraman is going to zoom in a little bit while I chop this onion because there's a really safe and easy way to do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut this bit off the end and put it into the food bin down here. And then, like the red onion yesterday, I'm going to slice it through the middle, through that hairy bit at the top. Okay, and then separate it into two halves. I'm going to leave that bit on until the very end. So I'll just peel back all these yucky layers. Okay, try and get it to the next nice white layer. A bit fiddly. Oh dear. Cut my fingernails yesterday, I didn't have anything to grip onto. Right, here we go. Right, so let's leave that on there for the moment because then you can use that as a little bit of a handle. So I'm just going to slice nice and finely for this one down the middle, and I'm not going right to the edge. I'm leaving a little bit at the edge there because that, someone told me that's where all the bit that make you cry comes from, so I always leave that bit on. And then I'm going to use my fingers like this so they're not in the way and slice this really finely. Okay, and then when I get to that bit, all of that just goes in the bin, and we do the same for the other side. Okay, peel it back. If you don't like doing this bit, you might want to get an adult to help you. Okay, so leaving the skin on and slicing it nice and finely. The finer you slice it, the less you'll be able to see them in the actual sauce. Okay, so nice and thin. Okay, and then when we get to the end bit there, all of that just goes straight in the bin. So I'm going to turn on my hob now, quite high, so I want it to be sizzling. And I've got a stirring spoon and a few other bits which I'm going to use later. Okay, so first of all, while that's getting warm, I'm going to put a tablespoon of olive oil in. Okay, and as that's warming, I'm going to put some leek in with my onion. Now, you don't have to do this. I hide it in there. The same kind of flavour, but it just needs an extra little bit of veg. So if you don't want to put that in, leave it out. But my kids don't know how much sneaky veg I put into their food. So it's getting a bit warmer over here, and so we're going to scrape those onions straight from the chopping board. Hello. Okay, so that's still going to take a little bit of time to heat up. While I'm doing that, I'm going to show you what else I've got. So I've got a tin of tomatoes here, which you might want to use a tomato sauce like from a jar, like a dolmio or something, but I think it tastes just as nice with just plain tomatoes. So we'll open that and have that one ready. Here's my mince. I've said on your recipe that you need 500 grams. Stu did the shopping yesterday and he's bought 750, so that's fine. We're going to use that. And then we'll just have some spares to put in the freezer. Okay, you might want to put some other veg in yours. I'm going to put some courgette. I'm going to grate some courgette and some carrots, so you won't even be able to see those in there. And they're going to go in with the onions. I've got my grater. I do them nice and fine, so they're in there, but you can't even see them. don't peel these either, because as I said yesterday, I think most of the good nutrients are found just underneath the skin. So if you're a bit fussier, you can peel them. Just watch your fingers on this one. Okay, you can hear my onions are sizzling, and it smells really nice actually. After a little while, make sure you keep an eye on them. Give them a little stir. You can see they'll start to soften, and turning a little bit brown. At that point, if you are adding secret veg in, that's when it goes. If not, keep filming. Okay, put that over there. If you're not adding any secret veg in, then you will put mince in straight after this, and we're going to put some garlic in as well. Okay, so give that a little bit of a stir as well. Okay, I've got a garlic crusher here. If you don't have a garlic crusher, then you can just chop this up really finely. Okay, but I'm squeezing mine all the way in. This is the best garlic crusher ever. It's of course £1 from IKEA, and you don't even have to peel the garlic, you just stick it straight in. So when IKEA opens again, you're in there, their garlic crushers are really good. Okay, more of a stir. You're always hungry. Can you wait? Okay, so next thing in is the mince. I'm making spaghetti for dinner tonight. Okay, so it's just going to go straight in. It'll go in the bin, and then this you do need to chop it up. So be careful here that you don't splash yourself. Okay, and you're going to keep stirring this. I think she's outside. They're always hungry. I bet your parents say that about you too. Always hungry. We have had to say there's only fruit and vegetable snacks in our house, because at the very start of the lockdown they were just eating cakes and biscuits and costing us a fortune. So we've said fruit only in the Hill household. Okay. So once you've broken up all that meat with your fork, just let that cook a little bit. I'm going to add a few more secret vegetables in there, but you don't have to. I'm going to put some mushroom in, slice that really finely. Charlotte and Janie hate mushroom, but they never really know what's in here, do they? They don't complain. Okay, I'll put 2 mushrooms in. I'll take that bit off. Slice them nice and finely. You notice that I've always got my fingers like that, like a claw, because if you have them out like that, you're likely to chop them off. But if you tuck them under, and then you're only going to get your knuckle bits. That's what Jamie Oliver does as well. Okay, I'm going to put some cauliflower in, again something that they won't be able to see or taste, because I'm going to slice it up so finely and keep turning that around. Alright, in that one goes with the mince. This actually means that there is how many different types? 6 different types of vegetables in here. Okay, so that's still cooking. You still might need to use your thing to break it up as it goes along. And if it's cooking, if it's burning, then you might need to turn it out. But my this hob isn't very strong, This is on as high as it goes, but it doesn't get to the point where it's burning too quickly. Okay, next things that are going to go in are for flavour. So I've got some oregano, which I'm going to sprinkle about a tablespoon in. I have got a beef stock cube. And the beef stock cube I'm going to crumble in. Okay, just sprinkle that over the top. Okay, I did wash my hands before doing this, so you make sure that whenever you do start cooking that you have got clean hands and a clean space. Okay, and there's one other secret ingredient, which some of you are going to go at right at this moment, but I always put some Vegemite in. Marmite works just as well, but a little teaspoon of that, it is good for, it's a salty, yeasty flavour. You don't have to put that in one, of course, and Charlotte and I have a little bit of a secret. We always say that there's a secret ingredient in the sauce, which is why it tastes so nice, because Stu doesn't like Vegemite either. Okay, so that will dissolve into the meat. Alright, so you can tell it's gone from red to brown, mostly. So just make sure that you keep stirring it so that all of it goes brown. Smells delicious. Break up the veg so that the children don't notice it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now that is all brown and chopped up is I'm going to add the last couple of things, and they are tomato puree, about a tablespoon of that. Actually, that's probably about 2 tablespoons, but I'm just going to use it up. And then our tomatoes. Okay, so just mind the top of that. And I'm just going to add a tiny bit of water on the top there. Alright. So stir that in nice and carefully. So if you didn't add the veg, it is literally onion, garlic, meat, tomatoes and tomato sauce and the tomato paste. Or if you are really, if you just want a nice really quick simple dinner, onions, garlic and then a tin of or a jar of dolmios with the meat is just as good really. Well, I think it tastes better homemade. And there's less sugar in this. In fact, I've put no sugar in this, whereas the jars of dolmios tend to have a fair bit of sugar in them. He's hungry still. Okay, so all I'm going to do with this now, I've got everything in there. I'm going to turn it down so that it's simmering. So at the moment it's boiling. Simmering is just more of a gentle, I'm going to turn it down to about 2. And I'm going to leave this for about 20 minutes. In fact, we're not eating this until tonight. So this is going to boil, simmer most for a good half an hour or so. But it'd be ready to go in 10 minutes if you wanted to eat it. But the longer you leave it, the more rich in flavour it will be. So we're going to leave this and have it later on for dinner. And then I'm just going to cook some spaghetti, enough for our family, and then mix together, serve it with some cheese. So good luck. And if you do make this, take some pictures and email them to me and Mrs. Cox. But I hope you've enjoyed cooking. If you don't like these 2 recipes that I've put up here, go through your mum and dad's cookbook or get them to help you, and you can choose something else. But it's really nice to cook for your family. So see you later.